Every loaf of bread begins its journey in the soil.
Power awakens the harvest.
Steel makes first contact with grain.
Thousands rise in controlled flow.
Once full, movement cannot stop. Harvest and transport align.
Gravity becomes the first conveyor.
Each kernel finds its place.
Human precision guides mass. The harvest begins its journey.
Scale defines modern farming.
Transport stands ready.
Small loads merge into giants.
Quality begins at the field.
Protection travels with the harvest. From soil to system.
Millions of loaves move as potential.
The next transformation approaches.
Transport meets industry. Mass becomes data.
Permission to move is granted.
Steel corridors guide the flow.
Position defines release. Containment gives way. Gravity hands control to machines.
The factory bloodstream awakens.
The load is fully surrendered.
What entered is now known.
Every kilogram leaves a trace.
Flow bends toward elevation. Vertical transport begins.
Energy converts mass to height. Routing defines destiny. The harvest pauses in steel. Storage becomes the heartbeat.
Inside these walls, grain becomes bread.
Human systems merge with machines. Clean entry protects food. Scale defines the anatomy of production.
Digital eyes oversee motion.
Permission to move is granted.
Motion propagates through the line.
Stored harvest re-enters motion. The human eyes verify machine decisions.
Even air is brought under control.
Many paths move toward one goal.
The first purification begins.
Unwanted matter is stripped away.
Invisible forces protect the product.
Density decides survival.
Purity is gathered for the next step.
Speed replaces stillness.
True transformation begins.
Size separation speaks first.
Rotation refines order.
Integrity moves forward.
Weight becomes judgment.
Efficiency relies on rejection. Light inspects faster than eyes. Precision outruns human sight. Uniformity prepares for cleansing. Dust yields to moisture.
Surface contamination dissolves away.
Excess water is stripped by motion.
Air completes what water began.
Numbers authorize the next movement.
Prepared grain waits only briefly.
Uniform feeding prevents chaos. Force reshapes structure. The kernel's shell finally yields. Classification replaces wholeness.
What falls becomes potential.
Nothing escales refinement.
Pressure sharpens precision. Density defines destiny.
Byproducts find their own paths.
The audio featuring a voiceover narration. Powder becomes stored energy.
Even dust obeys containment. Invisible mass becomes authority. Formulas now command matter. Measured release replaces bulk. Small quantities control massive outcomes. Dry union begins. The vessel of transformation fills. Hydration awakens chemistry.
Particles surrender their independence.
Structure emerges under relentless force.
Transformation is released into motion.
Living dough begins its rest. Time becomes an active ingredient. Volume begins its silent expansion.
Moisture guards elasticity.
Invisible life reshapes the mass.
Growth is fully scheduled. Rest ends as heat awaits.
Fire becomes the final sculptor. Expansion reaches its limit.
Structure locks under heat. Raw matter completes its permanent form.
Heat releases its hold.
Cooling restores structural balance. Temperature descends with motion.
Stability is restored through controlled descent.
Safety is verified at the smallest scale.
Order prepares for precision.
Uniformity is carved at full speed. Thousands of cuts become invisible.
Even fragments are controlled.
Accuracy is enforced without pause. Perfection remains the standard.
Protection now approaches the product. Containment begins as motion.
Freshness is captured in milliseconds. closure locks freshness inside.
Time is permanently marked.
Human trust confirms machine output.
Single units become commercial scale.
Structure prepares to carry weight.
Quantity is locked into transport form.
Containment shifts from food to logistics.
Automation organizes the final mass.
The finished product now prepares for distribution.
Storage receives the outbound flow.
Space becomes organized volume.
Human-guided machines carry the final load.
Vertical storage secures tomorrow's supply. Digital records preserve physical flow. Time pauses under controlled climate. Demand awakens stored supply. Stored energy returns to motion.
Outbound paths converge.
The factory meets the road again. Millimeter precision guides tonnage. The product is handed to logistics.
Stability is locked for travel.
Containment now becomes transport.
Finished bread leaves the factory cradle.
Volume moves as coordinated flow. Accountability follows every kilometer.
Supply reconnects with society. The factory's reach multiplies outward.
Bread steps closer to the consumer.
Distribution reshapes scale again.
Final kilometers are prepared.
Industrial output reaches human scale.
The chain completes its physical loop. Availability becomes immediate.
Das sind jetzt Servicebeine.
Production meets daily life.
Consumption completes the journey.
Yet the cycle never truly ends.
Production is circular, not linear. Heat works while the world sleeps.
Continuity defines modern food.
Energy dissipates into the atmosphere. Scale remains visible even at rest.
Readiness is part of production.
Hygiene resets the machine.
The day compresses into data.
Motion yields temporarily to stillness.
People close the loop they created.
The cycle prepares to begin again.
Finished product at full scale.
Depth defines capacity.
Supply prepares for the next wave.
Movement restarts without delay.
Trust is always verified.
Approval becomes motion.
Volume becomes completeness.
The process seals its output. Distribution regroups.
Production releases its result.
Distance absorbs effort.
Silence follows throughput.
One system among thousands worldwide.
Output now stands complete.
Finished goods await release.
The last handoff begins.
And this is how modern factories produce bread from start to finish.
Loaf, inabilis and furloughs. Subscribe for more real factory breakdowns.